In this episode, we're going to start working on the appearance of this truck. It's amazing how much money has gone into it and just how bad the thing looks. And we're going to start with the absolute worst part of it, and that is the interior. Let's get at it. Okay, so I have tried to avoid showing the interior as much as possible in this truck, largely because it is just so gross. This door panel, I was always planning on getting this part recovered. For the most part, the plastic is there on this one. It's very dirty and stuff, and I was gonna clean it and paint it. Overall, that one's not terrible. This seat is completely screwed. Me and my buddy pulled the material off and made patterns for the leather to get it recovered. But I mean, the foam was seriously damaged when I got the truck, and so I've kind of been on the fence about what to do, you know, where to get new foam, stuff like that. This seat actually broke once, and as you can see, I had to kind of weld that pin back together. But if you lean forward, the whole seat just kind of drops. So what I would have to do is undo that pin and get the thread there going back into there. Regardless, it's rusty and disgusting. It's a power seat that used to work, but for some reason doesn't anymore. So possibly there's some electrical issue with that, but regardless, this dash, it was uncracked when I got it, but it unfortunately cracked there when I was putting it back together. These trucks are pretty notorious for that. This bezel right here, not sure if you can see, but it's just like there was holes cut in it for some reason. I don't even know why. I kind of butchered up this area trying to put my doubled-in stereo in. Any of you guys who are pro audio people will know that this is probably not the recommended method. So getting a new dash would be pretty nice. I could try and find a bit more of a proper way to do that. And this headliner is probably the biggest disgrace of the whole thing. It's really dirty, and that is because it didn't come out well, and I really was not careful with it when I had it out of the truck and was rebuilding the rest of the truck. I tried to recover this myself. I will just completely state that I totally failed. And I bought the really good 3M headliner glue. It was, I think it was 50 bucks for 2 cans of it. I still have 1 can left. But the foam was really greasy and dirty in this truck. I had a heck of a time getting it to stick. And aside from that, areas like this, I just didn't really trim it properly. I mean, I could probably try and re-glue it again, but we can just write this off as being a complete fail. Moving over to the passenger side, the plastics on this door are maybe a bit worse. I mean, stuff like this I wasn't going to be too worried about because I was going to clean it and paint it. But there was a crack down here. You know, I mean, you look at the dash over here, everything's pretty gross. There's some holes over here. This area up here is pretty buggered up. I will possibly still have to put a new cover, even if I get a new dash. But overall, you can just tell it's gross. This seat is also pretty buggered up. The funny thing about this interior, though, is I have had the entire thing out. I went 2 layers of sound deadening on all surfaces. So, I mean, there's a good foundation there, but all the stuff that you could actually see looks terrible. Also, look at that steering wheel. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. So if I can get a new one of those, that would be great. In addition to that, this grill is totally screwed. I broke this corner of it. When I put the Raptor liner on, I tried to just scuff up this chrome that's on this plastic stuff, and that didn't stick very well. It's held on with tie wire just because everything on it is completely broken, all the mounting tabs and stuff like that. The bumpers, I'm going to need to do something with these bumpers. I purposely didn't paint these bumpers because I'm going to be making new ones, but honestly, it's to the point now where I'm just sick of looking at it like this. It just looks stupid. Also, this rear bumper is extremely damaged. It's been backed into God knows how many things before I got the truck. I really didn't care that much because, like I said, I was going to be building new ones, but when is that going to happen? I don't know. It's just such an eyesore. I'm sick of looking at it. So today we're going to take a trip to the junkyard and see if we can source some new parts and get this thing looking a little better. Gonna take the Dakota because, oh my God, do I ever love driving this thing. Alright, well this is unit number 1. This is a 96 like mine, but it's a 1500. This rear bumper has definitely got some dents in it, but it is way better than mine, so if I could get that for dirt cheap, I might be interested. This seat is shockingly better than mine. The foam on mine's all buggered up, so might be interested in that. Also, this dash is way better than mine, as well as that steering wheel too. Yeah, two things you pretty much always see on these second gen Dodges, and that is a rip right there and the steering wheel being buggered up. Both of these are in considerably better shape than mine though, so definitely interested. The upper console on mine is also kind of buggered up, although I do have some electronics up there, so that one probably wouldn't work, but my visors are complete trash. These ones are pretty nice. Might be some good interior stuff on this one. So weird seeing this interior in blue. I've actually had 3 of these trucks, and I don't think I've ever seen one like this. All right, well that was actually pretty interesting. There's some good stuff in there. Got some numbers on prices. I'm not sure I'm gonna get everything, but I was kind of having a lazy day and wanted to come have a look, but I figure I better grab some tools and come back and yank some stuff out, so here we go. All right, well it is way later in the day. I loaded up pretty good at that place. That one Dodge, I went there with no tools initially. I figured I'd just have a look and see what they had, and got there and saw a 96 just like mine. It was a 1500 extended cab, and of course mine's a single cab, but same pattern on the interior. The dash was in pretty good shape. Unfortunately I cracked it a little bit when I was pulling it apart, but regardless, I've got so much stuff. Okay, first of all, there is the underhood mat. Being a 12 valve, mine is very noisy, so anything I can get, my mat was completely screwed, so that will help to some degree. I got this dash, which is dramatically better than mine. Mine right up in this area is just screwed right up. This had one tiny little crack when I got there. I tried so hard to not crack it anymore, but you guys know how it goes. We got that crack there, kind of right down the middle. Regardless though, I mean the general structure and stuff is just so much better shape than mine. Mine has holes drilled in it from an old CB radio or something, and in this area here I've cut mine up trying to fit that double din stereo that I have, so it didn't really work out that good, so I'm looking forward to having another shot at that. But overall, this dash is in amazing shape. As you guys have probably noticed, my grill is complete trash. Paint peeling, everything like that. This one, a couple of the mounting tabs on the back aren't in ideal shape, but it's a heck of a lot better. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of painting on my truck anyways. I still have a whole kit of Raptor liner, so I have to paint inside the box. I'm gonna have to do something with the bumpers. I haven't really decided what yet, but I'm gonna make some, as I mentioned, but let's be realistic. I don't know when that's gonna happen. It would be amazing if it happened this year. So at least I wanna do something to make it look a little better. I also got a whole bunch of pieces of trim. My fuse panel cover was broken. This is a gas truck, so I'm gonna have to go through and make sure that the sticker lineups are all the same, but regardless, I got that cover. One of these door pulls on the driver door is broken on mine. This is for underneath the steering column. This is the cover right below the steering wheel. It's in way better shape than mine. Also, this one came with these like grill covers, which would probably be good in the winter for keeping a bit of heat in. I can't say for sure how long they'll last, but try and clean them up and do my best. And then it had these matching ones for the bumper, which one of the things is missing here, but whatever. I will do what I can to make it work. Also got some door panels. These are the one on the driver's side. It's definitely a little bit dirty and stuff like that, but and there's some cigarette burns there, but way better shape than the ones that I have. in my truck right now. This hunk of wire, it was a gas truck, so I cut some of it off, but I really needed those new connectors that go to the PCM. I had damaged one of them before, and I'm going to have to go through and rewire a bunch of that, which is good. This is the ABS, rear ABS module cover. The bezel, that's one of the biggest things. The bezel in my truck is just completely trashed, and this one is pretty much perfect. The visors that I have are also complete garbage in my truck, and these ones are basically perfect. These are the two front seats. As I've probably mentioned in other videos, I actually purchased the new leather. My buddy actually used to make leather jackets for like Hollywood type stuff. Like he was near one of the big studios in Vancouver, and there's pictures of, you know, Jessica Alba and Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these people that have had stuff made there at his shop. And so he told me initially that he could get me leather at cost, which I thought, oh, that's great. And then I was just going to buy a used machine and take a crack at it. And he said, no, I'll help you do it. And in the meantime, we pulled one of the seats apart. That's why my driver's seat is just foam, and we got the patterns transferred over to leather, but it's just never really worked out timing wise. And now I live here. So in the meantime, if I could just get this stuff, you know, a good used interior in there and just at least get it to the status quo, that's good enough for now. As you guys know, pretty much every second gen on planet Earth has a rip on the side of the driver's seat. This one's actually not bad. I'm going to try and patch that up or stitch it a little bit, just try and ease the problems. And then here is the middle seat. It's in pretty good shape, a little dirty around the sides and stuff, but definitely in way better shape than mine. I got a new cover for the PCM connectors, another door pull here. So overall, I mean, for $450 or whatever I paid, this is like way better than the stuff I had. I'm actually going to go back in the morning. I've never had a antenna on my truck because it got ripped off before I had it, or it crashed into something. I don't even know what the thing was, but I bought the special wrench to try and undo the nut, and it is like seriously jammed. I just could not possibly hold it in a vise properly and get enough power on it to unthread it. So this truck actually has a really nice looking antenna. I have a billet one, but I'm going to go in the morning and get the mount and the wire and everything like that. And then the other thing, my truck's a single cab, like I said, and this other one is an extended cab, but the headliner in it is absolutely perfect. And it's cheap, you know. I think the lady said she'll give it to me for $25. So I'm going to head in there in the morning, grab those two things, and I hope that I can trim and cut and maybe make my this other headliner work in a single cab. But even if it's a little bit funky at the back, I mean, my headliner, as you guys have probably seen, is terrible. If I can at least upgrade it and make it look pretty good at a glance, that would be a huge improvement to what it is now. Okay, I just found a couple other pieces. This is the glove box. Needs a little wash, but in way better shape than mine. So this one was a total gamble. They actually don't even make these anymore. My truck has headlight problems. When I got it, this was on there, and it was just unplugged. And if you plug it in, it just goes to automatic high beams. And without it, my headlights are terrible. So I'm hoping, this was a complete gamble, but I'm hoping that this will work, because you can't even get these, I don't think, anymore. This is another thing I had buggered up. This is the pump for the window washer, which mine is broken. So anyways, as you can see, I did quite well, made out like a complete bandit. You know, $450, like, it's amazing what an improvement the interior is going to be once I get all that in there. The one thing I will say that's a bit of a downgrade is my driver's seat is a powered seat, but it's a little bit buggered up right now. I had to weld it back together, and there's a couple of issues with it. So in the meantime, I'm happy to trade that for just something that is proper and functional, and down the road we'll revisit that one if it comes to it. But you know, there's so many more things to worry about right now in this truck than powered or non-powered seat. Once again, the gift that keeps on giving. Just yanked this headliner out of there. It is in really good shape. I actually got a little bit of dirt on it on the process of getting it out. Also got a really nice new interior light. This thing looks like it's brand new. Everything's super nice on it. Also, this steering wheel is just in way too good a shape to pass up on. It's got one kind of cut in it there, but you know, if I can get this and use it for a couple years or something and then figure out another plan, I think it's just too good to turn down. Okay, well, it's the last day. I'm heading back to the junkyard again. I think this will be my 4th trip there or so. There's a steering wheel that is in great shape. I read online that you can kind of hammer on it or something like that, but I'm just going to go buy a steering wheel puller. Princess Auto is kind of the Canadian version of Harbor Freight, and I think it's, you know, less than 20 bucks, so nice to have it anyways. And I'm gonna go get the steering wheel, and I'm probably gonna yank the rear bumper off that truck. It's just in so much better shape than mine. I was considering getting the front chrome bumper as well, and then just running like the chrome grille and chrome bumpers look for a while until I build some, but what the heck, my bumpers on the front is in pretty decent shape, so as long as I paint it with some matte black, it'll at least take the edge off how gross it is. So anyways, gonna run over and do that now, and we'll see you at the junkyard. This one, aside from a bit of damage over there, is just so much better. So I'll probably get it and then just try and knock the dents out over here a bit with a 2x4 and a hammer, and just get it at least passable, but it's just so much better, I can't turn it down. All right, I'm back in the truck here. My $13 steering wheel puller has done the job. I think I'm also gonna grab this wire harness. I was pretty careful when I pulled the dash out. I didn't cut anything. I just sort of unclipped it all. I don't think you can even buy wire harnesses for this truck. I even called Painless Performance, and they said something about Mopar stuff having a bunch of weird colors or whatever, but I might as well just get this. It's probably only gonna cost me 10 or 15 bucks. And also, this wire here, those 2 connectors go in through and then come out for the power windows. I've had a lot of problems with power windows on my truck. I'm about to put the 3rd switch in on the driver's side, and like the first one that came with the truck, it buggered up right away. The second one, I put a new one in, it buggered up right away, and so who knows, maybe it's actually the wires that go through there, so I'm probably gonna snag that out of there. All right, well, I've been humming and hawing about getting a different bumper. This one's really not even in that good a shape. The only huge problem on mine is this top piece of trim is really bad. So I might get this one. This one's obviously a little buggered up, has some screws in it. This one here looks pretty nice. It's a little bit tweaked, the bumper itself. That's definitely a maybe. And then this one over here. A couple of notches in it. I think that one's kind of buggered up. It's not really holding on that good. This is probably the one. Well, I'm back home from the junkyard. Just went and got this steering wheel. It has one cut on it right there. But I mean, aside from just this being dirty and stuff, it is in great shape. Also, the back piece of trim, I got a few new pigtails for the rear brake lights and reverse lights, and the power windows. New grab handle, hooks, overhead console. Also got this bumper, which has some dents on this side. It seems really obvious when you look at it from this angle, but hopefully I can kind of bang some of those out. Either way, it's a heck of a lot better than the one I have. And then I also decided to grab the wire harness from in the dash. If nothing else, I'll have some spare connectors and stuff. It's all in pretty good shape. All right, well, as you can see, that went pretty well. I wasn't sure what to expect. That was my first time going and buying something from a junkyard, and oh my God, I'm hooked. I just loved it there. So anyways, just want to say thanks for coming along. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. Also, please give me a thumbs up. Please ring the bell to be notified. And if you want to check me out on some other social media stuff, I am Stocky Bald Man on TikTok and Facebook, and the Stocky Bald Man on Instagram. Thanks for coming. Have a good day. See you on the next one.